Hello, welcome to Gemstone Tarot, weekend reading for the 3rd and the 4th of April 2021. So I've been clearing out some of the bookshelves, that's a task, in Gemstone Towers, and that means books have been popping up, and I thought we'd have a little look today at the Encyclopedia of Mythology. And we're going to look specifically at oracles and prophecies and the Delphic oracle, because sometimes we do talk about the Delphic oracle. In the ancient world, a man's life was thought to be determined by fate or destiny. Even the gods themselves were, to a large extent, subject to fate, although it was Zeus who saw to it that fate took its proper course. As people thought the future could be revealed, they frequently consulted oracles of every kind for political and personal purposes. The most famous being the Delphic oracle, where Apollo, the seer god, spoke through a priestess. So this is the high priestess in the major arcana, or particularly in this deck, the mythic tarot. The future was also revealed by oracular signs such as the fall of dice, lots, or burnt offerings. I do a lot of burnt offerings in my kitchen, I have to say. Dreams afforded another type of oracle, usually inspired by gods, sometimes to mislead. And prophecies were also sought from seers both living and dead. Although the Romans consulted lots or sorties for personal problems, they rarely, if ever, prophesied for political purposes. The oracle at Delphi was described as the navel of the earth, and the oracle itself was a cleft in the ground which emitted cold vapours, inducing ecstasy. Over the chasm, the seer sat on a gilded tripod, inhaling the vapours and uttering enigmatic words, which were recorded by a priest and interpreted as the revelations of Apollo. There you go. So that is the oracle at Delphi from the Encyclopedia of Mythology by Arthur Cotterell. I know, I don't ever remember buying that book. That's what it's like, isn't it, with books? Let's have a looky-see at the tarot. I'm going to use the mythic tarot. What do we need to know? Juliet Sharman Burke and Liz Green. And one of my very, very favourites. That one's sticking out. Oh. Oh, indeed. What do we need to know? Do you know what? I just knew we were going to get that card. There she is, the High Priestess. That came up yesterday in the kitchen tarot, didn't it? And it was really important. Yeah, I get this. Oh God, how strange. Okay, yep, totally. We got the Fool in reverse at the bottom of the deck. And again, this reading might not be for everybody, but it's definitely about a situation where you are hesitant, you feel fearful and hesitant about moving forward, and where you have either had some misleading information or you're not getting any information, okay? These two chaps have appeared together a lot. We got the King of Swords and the King of Cups. They come up in all the love readings and they're very, very different kings. We have the King of Swords coming up with the King of Pentacles. We've got the King of Cups coming up with the King of Pentacles, and these two coming up together. Now, the King of Swords was in the reverse. When you get the King of Swords in the reverse and you've got other cards like this on the table that we're going to look at in a minute, just know that somebody's not telling you something or not giving you something, or really the word I'm looking for is withholding something, is maybe controlling, or certainly, I think, causing confusion, if I'm going to be generous about it, okay? It's causing confusion. We got the Six of Pentacles in reverse. Now look at the Six of Pentacles in the upright. This is acts of generosity, kindness, giving something to somebody. It can be about money. So this can be somebody holding out on you financially. If it is somebody holding out on you financially, it's not because they can't afford to pay it. It's because they don't want to. I think, if I'm being really blunt. But it's not because they don't want to give you the money. It's because they like the feeling of you being beholden to them. That might just be for one or two. I know that really resonates with somebody because I can feel it. Okay. Someone's keeping you in the dark. The High Priestess likes being in the dark. So you need to be the High Priestess about this. Again, it is relying more on your intuition, your hunches, your feeling, your weird knowledge, I suppose I could call it. The High Priestess as well has to be prepared to take that long walk down the stairs. And this is what I call kind of going into the subconscious. Going into the dark stuff, like getting your emotional hands dirty a bit. There's something about this situation or relationship that is a bit off. There's something that's a bit, I want to say manipulative actually. Now we've got the Six of Cups in the reverse, and we talked about this the other day, that the Six of Cups was kind of missing from the reading, but I could feel it was around. And here we've got Psyche, who's been abandoned by Eros, and he's, you know, he got into a strop, and there was this whole business about you're not allowed to see my face because if you do, you'll melt or something, like there always is. And of course she had a peek. Who wouldn't? And he's really good looking and whatnot. And then he's fleet of foot. He's off. He leaves the conjugal couch. You just see the tip of his wing leaving the building, okay? And she's bereft, and she sits in this wet nightie on a rock and tries to wish him back. And the next card on from that is the Seven of Cups, where she's praying for all sorts to Aphrodite of cups in the sky and future thinking and all that kind of fantasy. It's important to get into your inner High Priestess without getting lost in some kind of fantasy. Because if this is about someone who owes you money or a relationship with someone, and do know that this King of Swords in reverse can be about narcissistic or selfish tendencies, do know that keeping you in a land of confusion is a tactic, okay? Ace of Swords in reverse. Here is Athene wielding the big sword of truth, communication. Let's have it out in the open. Let's be open about it. No, this is confusion and a maelstrom and all kinds of kind of gaslighting-y, poofy, cloudy nonsense. Eight of Wands in reverse. Not talking, not speaking, not communicating, not saying it, not coming out with it. The momentum isn't there. We had the Hanged Man, I think it was yesterday. Something isn't being said that needed to be said, but it's not your fault, okay? And you know, I mean, fault's not very helpful anyway, but you're not going mad is what I'm saying. This kind of thinking can make you feel quite like I must just be imagining it. Seven of Cups, you know, I'm imagining this. No, you're not. You're not. Page of Cups in reverse. Page of Cups is the card where someone offers the cup with the fish in. It's an offering, it's a peace offering, it's an apology, and it's missing. Let's do these big heavy cards. El Goliath Tarot shadow card for this, because the High Priestess is all about the shadow work. Yeah. This situation needs to change. We get the Death card, the Metamorphic Moth. Quite pleased to see that. Scorpio energy. There is a full moon in Scorpio at the end of the month. It may take that to do it, okay? I like this energy, but it's also a transformation card. You can't really get away with trying to hold on to this and solving it. There's going to be some element, and I know we had the Eight of Cups 2 or 3 days ago, there's going to be some element here of walking away. Time for a nap is the oracle card we get, but there is a fox on the moon. This is a foxy nap, okay? Time for a foxy nap. when I say that, it sometimes means that if you're finding this situation a bit overwhelming, or you can't make sense of what someone's saying to you, and it's a bit to get into your high priestess state, you may need to literally have some naps, some sleep, some daydreams, some time off, just some breaks, because otherwise it might drive you a bit insane. And during those naps, you might find that the truth comes to you anyway through your high priestessness. Yeah. Healing with the Angels Oracle card, we get freedom, and there is a need to be free of something or somebody. There's a need to be free of misinformation and being kind of held by someone's lack of information, or deliberate, almost deliberate. And who cares if it's deliberate or not? They're not coming forth, and that makes you feel anxious. And it's time to claim back your peace of mind, actually. Time for a nap. Leave me a comment. Let me know how it resonates. Namaste.